How You Were Conditioned to Be Economically Poor, made by me, of course, Chris. Now, lately, I've been seeing a lot of people saying that, hey, this country isn't built for the average person. This country isn't working for the average person like it used to. We can't have as much success like we used to. And we need this country to work for, the educationally accomplished. Now, as much as I hear those phrases, I have to tell you this, and it's going to be pretty unfortunate to hear, but you were essentially conditioned to be economically poor. And to do that, I'm just going to go into some small snippets. Okay? Small snippets and basically summarize it in 10 minutes. So, the first way you were conditioned to be poor was through your parents. Why is that the case? Because if you're like me, most people's parents are either working class, middle class, or as I like to call it, not in the upper class. Now, as much as your parents can teach you how to be wealthy, they can't actually make you be wealthy. Why? Because a lot of them aren't wealthy themselves. A lot of them had their success in their ways, and they believe that the environment still works the same. For instance, post World War II, a man could just get a job, raise a family on a single income, be working at fast food, working at retail, and they'll be all right. That doesn't happen today. Why? Because it's not the past. That is why. And a lot of parents, when they try to endow you with a lot of quote unquote wisdom, they're not really teaching you old school ways of thinking. They're actually teaching you obsolete ways of thinking. And it's that obsolete way of thinking that's going to get you hurt. So this idea that you're just going to go ahead and get STEM, going to get into the trades, and you're going to be, economically accomplished, that's not the case. Now, you may be financially accomplished, but as we know, finances and economics is not the same thing. But hey, we could always think about something else. So the second thing, and this isn't really talked about as much, but the very idea of the middle class. Let me ask you this question. Has it ever been okay getting C's in school? Like you get a C on a test, you get a C on an assignment, on a quiz, etc. Were your parents okay with that? Because C means average, right? So let me ask you this question. Why are you okay being middle class? Because middle class is an average class. One thing that I've never dealt with personally was this idea that I should be comfortable being middle class. You'll have all these people saying, my kids should do well in school, you need to do well in school, yada, yada, yada. But when it comes to the economics and the financial position, it's okay to be quote unquote middle class. That makes no sense. If you're going to excel at school and get A's, surely you should excel economically and be upper class. No? Should that not be the case? In fact, schools and academics are a byproduct of economics, not the other way around. So for someone to come in and tell you that, you do well in life by excelling in school, but you could be middle class, that makes no sense. Because academic institutions exist because of economic foundations. So you do well because of your economics. Now, before you say something along the lines of education, I'm going to delve into that for a sec. Okay. Because another reason why you've been conditioned to be economically poor is because you've been told that you don't have to care about money. You don't have to care about economics. You have no idea how many people have told me that. Well, let me give you an example. Okay. There's this guy. Okay. He, has a family in the sense that, it's just him and his mom. Okay. Now, he is doing whatever he wants to do. Okay. And the mom is okay with that. She doesn't, give him money, yada, yada. All right. He's all about being an individual. And a lot of people are even promoting him that, hey, you should be an individual. So he's at his job. He's making money. He's making cash, yada, yada, this, that, and the third. Now, his mom comes down with something. She gets sick and he doesn't economically help her. Now, to me, that's not exactly a problem because he said himself he's an individual and the mom was okay with him being an individual. But you know what's really interesting to me? A lot of those same people went to that dude, or no, sorry, they didn't went to that guy. They didn't say anything to him, but a lot of them said, man, he should be doing more for his mom. He should be doing a lot more for his mom, yada, yada. Now, what am I getting at? A lot of you are economically conditioned to be poor because you think this is an individualistic game where you could just do whatever the heck you want to do and you're not going to align yourself with anyone else. When you say that you want to get a job, you know what you're saying? You're saying, I want to fall under a position. That's what you're saying. If I want to work at McDonald's, you know what I got to do? I'm going to have to wear an apron. I'm going to have to wear the required dress code. And I'm going to have to wear the cap. That's what I got to do. Okay? Because I'm part of an overall group. But when you're not part of a group and you're just out there by yourself, guess what? Slim pickings. You're done. You're finished. You're out of there. Right? How does this go back down to finding success other than your economics? It's very simple. I'm able to become economically empowered because I merely have a job. I'm economically successful because, or I'm better than my economics because I can live by myself. You see what I'm saying? All of this is part of the overall conditioning to make you economically poor. Now, here's the most important, the fourth one, and it encapsulates everything I've just said right now, and that is education. Do you remember earlier in the video I was talking about, academics and excelling in school? Most people equate education with academics. When they go and work out, they don't think of that as education. When they think about handling their money, they don't think of that as education. I remember I had a argument with my, mom before, okay? And one time she said, Chris, you need to stop thinking about, money. You need to focus on your education. I said, okay, well, money and learn how to utilize money is part of education. But that's how you become conditioned to be economically poor. Why? Because now everything that comes with actually empowering yourself and developing yourself, you equate that with academics. But academics came about because of informal procedures, not necessarily formal procedures. Because now the question you need to ask yourself is, what is formal education versus informal education? It's not like when the earth started, it just automatically came with schools. No, those schools was built by other people. At the end of the day, it was built by laborers, etc. And all that knowledge that was created, etc., it was formed by other people. You understand? So that's all I got to say. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, and hope to see you guys soon. Bye.